If you have scraped an email list just to spend hours on filtering out what are the bounced emails, what are the emails that are not verified, to remove and clean the duplicate data, to remove the unwanted columns that you got in the list, you are at the right video, because in this video, I'm going to share with you the step by step process on how you can get the most accurate data out of your list, organize your whole list so that it doesn't look like a mess, and then extract the relevant information from your list that you can and transform it in such a way that you can just go ahead, take this list and then put it in any of the email campaign that you want to run. So if you're looking for something like this, stay tuned. And without further ado, let's get started. So, if I share my screen here real quick, you might see that I got an Excel sheet here and it has tons of information. I got city, country, department, email, and so many things going on right here, right? And all these columns, maybe I don't even need these. These are not the relevant ones. And you can go ahead and then clean, identify like, okay, this is not the relevant one. So, delete it, and so on and so on and so on. But this process is not very efficient because you have to clean the first name, you have to clean the company name. In companies, you often have LLC, INC, private limited, .com, .in, all those things mentioned, and you don't want those those variables to be mentioned when you're running email campaigns. Also, regarding the emails that you have here, maybe they are like non-existing emails, maybe they're duplicate entries, maybe these leads doesn't exist, maybe this person has left the company. So how do you clean all this data and make it in a precise way? So the first thing that you have to do is take this Excel sheet. So there could be two different ways in which you can clean this whole list. I'll share with you whole like both of the processes. In this video, I'm going to share with you the manual process, like how you can do this manually. In the next video, I'm going to share the automated version of the same process. Now, for that as well, you don't need any extra tool or any extra fancy thing. You just need basic things, basic tools that you got, and that should be good to go. All right, so I'll show you how to do it manually. So first thing that I've done here is I took the list and then uploaded it in Google Drive. I'll open it as a Google Sheet. So let's just give it some time to be opened. Yes. So let's see. Okay, so this list is now here. The first thing that I'm going to do is name this list correctly. So this particular list that I've extracted here, it was see, it was a dairy company from US making revenue 10 million to 500 million, and employee size was 11 to 500. Job title job title was C-suite, VP, directors, and managers. Now, you can name it accordingly. Here is how we usually do it. We first add the campaign name, list name, or project name that we have. So, let's say this is coming for a particular client for which we have to run the campaign. So, first we'll add the client name, then we add what's this and what this list all is all about. So, this particular list has industry as dairy, as you can see in the K column. So, I'll add industry in there. Then we got what's the location. So that's US. Then we got what's the revenue of this list. What's the revenue of these companies. So I've added that. Employee size, I've added that. Job title, I've added that. Okay, these are the job titles, and this is for my own understanding because that's how we have trained our teams. Because we run campaigns for more than 50 clients for just for the outreach sake. So we have to maintain all these information correctly. So this is the understanding that our team has received, that okay, we have to name the list accordingly, and then we can identify what this list is all about and share it across all team members without having any hassle. You can name it accordingly, like however you want to name it, and see like what is the one that makes the most sense for you, right? Once this is done, then I'll just change the formatting a bit, and then let's start removing the columns that we don't need. So department, it's not needed. I'll just delete these. Uh, this we don't need. ID. No, we don't need these four. Okay, no, industry I'll keep because that's how I'll know what this is all about. Then we got full name. If you need full name, you can have it. I don't need it, so I'll remove it. Organization size, revenue, then area. You can also come here and then start removing from here. So we don't need Twitter. I mean, if you need Twitter, you can keep it. You have personal email as well, so I'll keep that. Organization website, I'll keep that. These are not relevant. I'll remove all of these. Then we got addresses, don't need that. Uh, this is about the description. I don't need that as well. Then these info, I don't need this. Okay, now this is a relatively cleaner version of what I need. So I'll start organizing this. First, I put company first name, then we got last name, then we got email, then we need company name or organization name as well. With city, country, but before that, what I'll add is industry. Then I'll add what's the website. So we got domain and website. I'll just keep one of these. We don't need both of these. So we got website here. Then what's the LinkedIn? So let's see. This is the LinkedIn URL of the person. And then we got LinkedIn URL of organization. All right. After that, we have information that may or may not be relevant, but I'll show you how to arrange that in any case. Now, these are the columns that you might not need like a lot. So this is postal code. You don't need that. You remove that. Organization founded year. If you need that, you can have that. We usually don't do anything with this information, so I'll just skip that. Now, we have a lot of location information. So we have city, country, and even here we got organization, state. So, and here like country, city, we don't need all of these. I just keep the state. I like to keep the state. So I'll put a filter here. And then for the rest of it, if first thing that I check is organization or person country. If I have all the information here, I'll just put it here. If I find this is not like available, then I put the city information. If I don't find anything here, I'll look for organization, city, and country. So since our task is already done here, I'll remove these. You don't need all of this because you can identify what's the city and country. And anyways, like once they reply back or once you get some kind of engagement or traction from these prospects, you can again go ahead and then do some research about that, right? So we got state here, state you can put here. um, then you got title, personal email, and then there is one more organization state that I'll remove. We got phone number. Okay, so now we have all the information that you might ever need to run a campaign. You got first name, last name, email, organization name, then you got website, industry, LinkedIn, their organization, LinkedIn, all these information. Okay, now for you to clean this list, what you have to do is first thing first, you look and make sure that first name is not empty. Because if first name is empty, then if you send them the email, it will not even make sense. Because let's say if you're saying hi, first name and first name is empty, so that will be just hi and then a space, and people will identify that these are automated emails, so don't do that. Then the second thing that I'll check is organization name. So you see we have LLC, INC dot, all these things, but we don't have any empty any empty like company name. So I'll start cleaning this. for me to clean this, what I'll do is I'll click on Control plus F and then click on this three dot. And then first I'll start removing this INC. And then under replace with, you don't put any information, just click replace all. Then I'll replace it like this, replace it. Like think of all the variations that you can have, replace all, then place all. Okay, so now all the entries of INC is done. Now I'll check LLC. Suppose removed. Okay, then this. Okay, perfect. Then we can look at .com, place all, .co, .ai, whatever do you feel like as the main TDLs, you can remove that. And then let's see if we have something else. We got CO and exclamation mark. Yeah, we got a lot of COs and exclamation mark that we don't need. Because if, let's say, if you're going to use this company name in a sentence and it says, I was looking for a company name and it says, it shows exclamation mark. So you didn't want that. So I'll add those. Okay, we don't need that. Then we don't need this. See, just CO, we also don't need that. Okay, perfect. Now what I'll do is I'll look for commas if there is any comma, full stop, and then any kind of backslash, just slash, question mark. Okay. For some of the cases, you might also have private limited, PVT Ltd, company, like similar kind of, like AI and things like that. So you can also remove those just in the same way as I've shown here. Once you're done, you click on done. Then you got website. In some cases, you have to make sure that the website data is filled, especially when you're using it for the enrichment purpose. So one easy way could be you just copy this. Since we have the same data here, you can copy this and paste this. But you can also ask ChatGPT that I want formula for this. So you can say, uh, okay, so you can say that I need a formula to extract company URL from the website, from the email, and it will give you the formula. Now, the beauty of this is you can just use this formula, and no matter how complex it is, you can just use it. So you can extract the domain, and that should be fine as well. So I'll just copy this and then bring it here. Here, since it says A2 and this is C23, so we have to match the column name C23, and then perfect. Now I'll just put this for all. So you see, it has already been filled. Now, once this is done, the next thing that you do is, yeah, so the next thing that you have to do is check whether these emails actually exist or not, right? So there could be like a couple of ways to check that. And the one that we use, so I will call this master sheet, by the way, just so that it doesn't look weird name. So the first thing that I do is the first thing using which you can check is you select this email and then click on view more column action. And then, yes, you come to, sorry, this smart chips. Then select, okay, not this one. Okay, I guess they have removed this, but earlier it used to have like, yes, convert to people chip. So when you select this, all the emails that are associated with Gmail will automatically convert as this format. So any email that you see that is not like looking like that, it means that that's not with Gmail. But rest of all these are from Gmail, and you can hover over that and then see information about these folks. You see? So that is one of the way to figure out whether this email exists or not. So I'll remove it for now. And one more thing that you have to do is to make sure that all the email column or email rows are filled. So I'll extract the blank one and I'll remove these information, delete. Okay, so now that this is done, you also need to verify the emails to make sure that this list is clean and these people actually exist. It's not that someone from this list has already like gone or something. So for that, I'm going to use this tool called Reun. What you can do is you can just upload your list and it will separate all those that are existing and those that are not existing. So I'll click on email verification, choose file, select the file here, start verification. There are multiple tools that you can use instead of Rune based on your preference. For example, debounce, never bounce, lead magic. You can use Clay. You can also use features on Apollo. It also has that. But I find this tool to be like fine, working fine in terms of speed and efficiency and cost. So it's like the sitting at the perfect intersection of those. So you can use it accordingly. So here, let's wait. So as you can see, it gives us category like safe, role, catch-all, disposable, inbox full, spam trap, disabled, invalid, all those categories, or even unknown, right? So here what you have to do is select the safe. You can also use catch-all. We prefer safe and catch-all to be used in our campaigns. If you want just safe, you can use that campaign, that in your campaign as well. So now that this is done, I'll click on download CSV. Yes. So now either you can copy this whole information, but if you copy directly from Excel sheet to CSV, the phone number will not be fetched correctly. And then the second thing that will happen is all the numbers that you see, it will be fetched in a weird fashion. And then let's say if your name has any kind of like symbols, like apostrophes or commas or anything in across anywhere in the text, it will show as symbol format instead of normal format. So instead of copying the whole thing, I just do this. And then what I'm going to do is from here, I'll copy. So this is the data that you get. The final column that we had here was title. So if I show you again, title was the last column. So I'll copy all those columns that are after title. I'll copy this, bring it back here, add one more column, and then paste, paste. Okay, then I'll set a filter and then select catch-all and save. Now it is filtered. So all the other categories that you saw, it has filtered information like who among these, like which of the email doesn't exist, where you got inboxes full, and you can see all this information, or this tool can extract all this information using this MX record. There is something called MX record that you set while creating a new email campaign, and it is associated with the email server that you're using. So, for example, if you're using Google as an ESP, or if you're using Gmail, so you can see that. If you're using, let's say, Outlook, so you can see that as well. So, that is how you can see like what that is how these tools can verify like which of these emails exist and which doesn't. Now once this is done, you can remove these extra columns. We don't need this information as per se. You just need to figure out which one of these are safe and catch all. Once this task is done, you can just delete this, and now finally you have a clean list that could be used in any column. So that was a complete process of how you can after extracting a list, how you can clean a list manually, how does the process look like, how you can validate and verify the email and see if this email is deliverable or not. So that was the whole process. If you have questions in any of this process, or if you're not sure like how does this process look like, or if you have extra columns in your sheet that you want to clean but you're not sure how should we exactly clean it, so for all those questions you can put them down in the comments below and I'll try to answer as many as I can. And if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, add your questions down in the comments. And if you want to see the automated part of this whole process as well, you can check out the next video. I'll tag it somewhere in this video so that you can check that as well. And that is it for today. I hope that you learned something new. If you find this helpful, share it with someone to whom you think this will be help. And I'll see you in the next one. Till then, happy emailing. Bye.